Here we are. What's up, y'all? You guys hear
All
me?
right, here he is.
Hey,
I got you.
Perfect. All right, Jeff, I'll let you take it away when you're ready here. I'll go on mute and dark.
Kofi, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, it's great to talk to you. I'm really good. Where are you at this morning?
I'm actually at my house. I'm in the comfort of my own bedroom right now. So
Very good. I'm sure that's
rare
nice.
occasion. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
Mark.
No, I can't complain.
I was asking Mark if you were headed to Saudi Arabia with Xavier. I guess you'll have to do that coronation on Friday here in Wichita, huh?
Yeah,
Next
man.
gig.
Hopefully that's the plan. That's
Yeah,
the
very
plan.
good.
If all goes well, I'll be over here stateside getting everything ready. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
yeah, man, it's gonna be good.
Well, I want to ask you a few questions about you, and then some questions about just what to expect here on Friday. I'll hit you with something heavy first. Have you kind of taken stock of your impact on this business, not just the championships and the accomplishments, but with New Day and your title run? I mean, you've made a permanent mark on this business, on the industry, on WWE. Is that something that resonates with you at all? Have you thought about
Man,
that much?
so honestly, like our industry is so fast paced. You know what I mean? Like we're always thinking about like what's coming next. You know what I
Sure.
mean? What are we gonna do? Especially like me, Woods, and E. When it comes to the New Day, we're always trying to keep our finger on the pulse of pop culture. So we're always thinking about like, okay, next week we can do this. What are we gonna do? But every now and then we do kind of just sit around, especially lately. Because we got the chance to travel together for last week's live events. And it's really, since all three of us have been together traveling, it's been probably like a year and a half, maybe even more, obviously like pre-pandemic. But even before that, like Woods had torn his Achilles, so he wasn't there. But we got a chance to just kind of like sit down and kind of reminisce, because it wasn't so long ago that we were on the road and we were talking about what we wanted to do,
Yeah.
and how much of an impact we wanted to make and how we wanted to really connect with people and obviously like advance our careers too. But it is pretty cool when you sit back and think about all the accolades that we have as the New Day. And then what's really like the confirmation is social media these days, right? Like you have instant access to people's thoughts for better or for worse, but a lot of people will let us know, especially like with our podcast, like how we have affected them on a personal level and affected their lives. And it's just crazy to think about that because at the end of the day, like we're just three guys who we went out and we did our jobs to the best of our ability. You know what I mean? And just three guys who just wanted to do something cool. And that desire has sparked so many other people to go out and do cool things, to be more comfortable with themselves. We come out there with unicorn horns and wearing pink and rainbow colors and throwing out pancakes and laughing at silly jokes and making dad jokes. And like people see us doing that and then they're like, oh, it's okay to be a nerd. These guys are pretty jacked. I mean, mainly Woods and E are a little more jacked than I am, but I'm gonna throw myself in there anyway. I got abs, and they say, "Oh,
Absolutely.
these guys play video games. What? They like sport? You know what I mean? Like, so we're able to connect with a lot of people, and it is really, really cool to be able to say that.
Yeah, where is that common ground between the three of you? Because obviously you click on screen, you click off screen, but he's a former football player. Woods, like you said, is a gamer. I think you're involved in some of that gaming stuff too. So what makes you guys click so much? Not just even on screen, but just in life in general.
Yeah, man, it's just our mentality towards life. Like we talk about the power of positivity. And it's not just a gimmick. It's not just us going out as characters and saying that as a cool catchphrase to sell merch. Although if you do feel compelled to buy our merch, please do that because we do like to feed our families and we do like the money. I'm not gonna lie, we do like the money. But it's for us, like we realized really early when we started traveling together in 2006, when Woods and E approached me about being a part of a group that wasn't pleased with their positions in the company and we can all come together and be stronger as one. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Like for a character on screen. Yeah, of course. But then the more we hung out with each other, the more we realized that we have so much in common. It's almost like there's always an aspect of like two of us liking something and then one of us wanting to learn. So you mentioned like the gaming. I think myself and Woods are probably like more heavy into a variety of games. E plays a lot more sports games, myself and E are like more into sports. Woods doesn't really know a whole lot about sports, but he'll get in there and talk a little trash about the Falcons, or the Hawks or whatever, because he's from Atlanta. But yeah, and it's just a general just state of mind that we found that we have so much in common. And it's rare in life to find one person that you have so many things in common with, you know, that you can call like your brother, let alone like two. So I feel like really, really lucky that I came across E and Woods and that our paths even crossed because gosh, I had already been wrestling for half a decade before they were on the main roster. So I could have very easily like not been around, whether I got fired or I retired, and then they came on the scene, and we would have never crossed paths, and I would have never had this strong bond that I value so much. So it is quite rare that you have three people that have such a chemistry, and I think that's really what like shows when we're in the ring, like we're having fun. Everybody wants to have fun with us, you know. Everyone wants to have a friend like we have with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously I've never met you guys, but you know, I follow WWE, and I know nobody's ever said a negative word about you. Nobody's ever said a negative word about Big E or Xavier. And I got to imagine it's hard to get through a career in wrestling with such a spotless reputation and guys thinking so highly of you, your peers, your colleagues, the fans. I have to imagine you're just as proud of that aspect of your guys' relationship, that you're all really good people, as you are with what you've accomplished.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is so back in my day when I first came on the roster, there was like this real like cutthroat mentality. Like you you would almost like people would hold each other back or like, you know, really not want other people to succeed so that they could succeed. And, you know, like this, I guess, crabs in a bucket mentality where it's like, well, this is the business, you know, you gotta be willing to step on toes and do all this. And we don't think like that. We just don't think like that. We think that we can do things in a way where everybody can eat. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can eat. We were on our podcast talking about the quote was your success is not my failure, right? Like I want to see Woods and E succeed. I want to see them get everything that they want, you know, achieve all the accolades. And yeah, it's just it's a rare mentality to have, and we just lead by example in that way, and we do the best that we can so that everybody can, you know, if we're working with somebody in a program and in the ring, like we want to make sure we elevate that group or that person, you know, because it always comes back around, and then they elevate us later. Like that's the way that it all should work. So we've always had the mentality of just uplifting your brother.
Absolutely. And, you know, I asked you originally about taking stock. You, I think, debuted in your ECW, right? 2006, probably
2008. Yeah.
2008. Okay. It probably felt like a little bit of a small fish in a big pond. Now it's kind of the opposite. You've reached the highest level. 13, 15 years ago, would you have imagined that you'd still not only be doing this, but be doing this at the highest level?
Man, it's tough to say. I mean, I can't sit here and say like, oh, I never thought I was going to be successful because if you don't have that mentality, then you're not going to last very long. But to this level and the way that we got there, like I said, three guys who play video games, talk about unicorns and pancakes, and people love it. It's just such a bizarre journey and such a bizarre story that I could never have predicted that that it would have happened this way. And honestly, I feel like we still have a lot more to prove. You know what I'm saying? E becoming WWE champion, like
Sure.
it's so awesome. It's so awesome to see that because he is somebody who has worked so hard, who really came from, you know, being a casual fan of WWE to now being at the top of the industry, you know, taking his opportunities and running with them, you know, and doing the most with them and making the most out of those opportunities. I mean, now you have Woods, his dream has literally been, we'd always be in interviews and be like, oh, well, we want Kofi to be WWE champion. We actualize that, you know, that happens. You know what I'm saying? E becomes WWE champion. And then Woods always says, well, I want to be king of the ring. And for years, he would say this in interviews. You can go back. He has an interview where he talks about he's interviewing Finn Balor, talking about wrestling him for the King of the Ring, and it just had happened, you know. So the whole affirmation thing and just it's just wild, you know. That we are literally on the verge of accomplishing everything that we set out to accomplish. If Woods wins this King of the Ring, like what else? Can we do? You know, we've done it all. We've done it all. So, yeah, man, it's cool to see goals be set and see them come to fruition, see them materialize. So, and like I said, I don't want to count chickens before they hatch. They're over there in Saudi right now, but I'm over here on the state side, just making sure that all the party, the coronation ceremony is right in the event that it happens, because we got to be on that. So, yeah, man, it is a cool spot to be in this business.
Yeah, I mean, every question I ask you certainly does apply to Big E and Xavier in a lot of ways, but your WWE championship run that you had, I mean, it felt like initially that it came out of nowhere. And then I think people started, well, he's really good in the ring. He's believable. He obviously believes in the person, the character that he is. And, I really like him. I think that's what fans kind of thought initially. So I think that's the key, right? Is believing in your character and being really good. So I imagine if you get put in that spot again, where you're competing for an individual championship, you'll be ready for it. Am I right?
Of course, man. You all that you can control in this business is how you perform, how you go out there and make the most out of the time that you're given. Sometimes you only have like a few minutes to go out there and tell a story in the ring. And, that's what we do. We just make the most of our time. We make the most of our abilities. You say, when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? So no matter what, you keep your blade sharp because you never know when you're going to get your chance and your opportunity. For me, with the WWE Championship, like you mentioned, I wasn't supposed to be there, nobody, in the quote unquote office wanted me to be in that spot. If they did, I would have had a chance to do that in the decade prior, right? Like, I was never written into that scene. I never even had a match for the WWE Championship. I was never considered to be in that picture. And then, Ali gets hurt when he is a contestant for the Elimination Chamber, and then I get thrust into that role, and I was meant to just be a fill-in. And it was the people who were like, just like you said, man, they said, oh my gosh, like, yeah, it's been 10 years. Kofi's never had a shot. He's been having great matches all this time. I really want to see him succeed. So, I mean, if I was slacking and having bad matches or subpar matches, like, people wouldn't have had that same emotional reaction, So, you control what you can control. And when your opportunity comes, you are more than ready to run with the ball.
Absolutely. So tell me about SmackDown Friday. I guess kind of a new venture for you. You've been on SmackDown obviously before, but coming over from Raw, is this kind of the place to be right now, the live network television thing?
Absolutely, man. SmackDown is the spot. You know what I'm saying? Ever since the new deal with Fox a couple years ago in 2019, I mean, I feel like SmackDown has been just an amazing show, awesome stories, great characters, so I'm definitely happy to be a part of Blue Brand. And specifically, like, what better way to come back to SmackDown than to have the coronation of the king? I keep saying I don't want to count chickens. I don't want to count chickens before they hatch, but what a party. You know what I'm saying? New Day comes back to SmackDown after, I don't know what, 2-3 years or however long it's been. And now Woods is coming back as the king. Come on, man. Like, can you have a better SmackDown debut than that? Like, I can't wait, man. I really can't wait. But yeah, man, it's just amazing. It's an awesome time. Anyone who hasn't been to a live WWE show, you owe it to yourself. If you like having fun, then you got to show up, man. You got the pyrotechnics, you got the live action, these incredible athletes from all walks of life, of all different shapes and sizes, you know what I mean? Doing incredible athletic things. And most importantly, connecting with the crowd. Like, everybody knows that the New Day comes out and people are going to be on their feet. They're going to be clapping. They're going to be smiling and having a good time. That is our guarantee. That is what we do. That is what we always want. People to leave with an amazing experience. And no doubt, when you come to SmackDown in Wichita, that's what you're going to get.
Absolutely, man. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. It was awesome. Really good to meet you.
Yeah, man. Likewise.
All right. Good talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.